Thank you very much. Courtney, please. Hello.
Hello. Kia ora koutou everyone. I'm Courtney and this is Selena, and we're here to talk on behalf of the Styx Living Laboratory Trust. Is there a clicker or we just go next slide? Perfect. So we have 5 visions for the Styx River catchment, and we have a partnership with Christchurch City Council already, which we're very fortunate to have.
The objective of this trust is to create a living laboratory for learning and research, for example, through undertaking forest and riparian planting, willow and pest control, and also through environmental and educational projects. Some of our MOU partners are Christchurch City Council itself, ICANN, Manaki Whenua, Niwa, Lincoln University, Willowbank Wildlife Reserve, Water Wildlife Habitat Trust, New Zealand Conservation Trust, and Trees for Canterbury. On top of this, we also have volunteer initiatives such as water quality monitoring for the river, which has been running for 16 years, and environmental advocacy, which brings me here today. In terms of the long-term plan, the trust strongly supports the commitment to ongoing capital investment into ecological enhancement and stormwater management in the Styx catchment. The continued commitment to develop healthy water bodies and increasing tree cover as part of building a healthy city through the urban forest plan, and the specific inclusion of these outcomes in the reducing emission targets.
The Trust strongly suggests that Council consider a few of the following. One is that there is a more evenly spread spending for ecological improvement projects for the Styx, and while the Trust strongly supports the initiatives and the funding that's been allocated in the long-term plan, we note that in each case more than half of the allocated funds are earmarked to be spent in the final 3 years of the long-term plan, and the Trust is concerned that this could leave necessary investments vulnerable to being deferred. And the Trust also suggests that a connection be made between where the funding is being currently allocated in the draft LTP. Say for instance in the community park sports fields and the OARC, there's quite a considerable amount in the draft LTP there compared with the entire Styx River catchment, which is around $3 million. The Trust also suggests that the Council consider the Source to Sea walkway be included as a Parks and Heritage item in the long-term plan. There are some properties that need to be purchased in here and in the whole catchment, and the Trust is concerned that the overall strategic property acquisition budgets across the city are inadequate as a result the Council not being able to keep at pace with increasing land values and therefore not be able to achieve the aspirations in the Styx vision. Council should also look at limiting cuts to not only ecological projects in parks, but also within all capital works projects. So if there's environmental aspects to, say for instance, construction or infrastructure, transport, the ecological aspect of those not be cut. The Trust is concerned in regards to the /2 supporting communities despite the activity plan recommending partnerships and community engagement as means to reduce costs and operation and to operate and maintain parks and build relationships with community. And this funding is pivotal. As the draft LTP currently states, from July onwards there'll be no community partnership funds, and there's a couple of those, and one of which the Styx Living Laboratory Trust currently fields our field centre lease, and this would impact the Trust in not being able to lease the building if this fund was discontinued. And that is asked if there's any questions.
Okie dokie. Well, don't all put your hands up at once. Yep, Pauline, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. The Source to Sea walkway, how far along is that project? Has it seen any progress at all?
There's certain aspects of it. So the Project Kautari, which we have funding for at the moment, that funding comes from MFE. That is working with especially businesses and private landowners to repair riparian margins and allow for the original setbacks from the riparian margin, so from the river's edge, for public access. So As part of that, that's currently where a lot of the energy is going. But as far as the actual pathway itself, it's getting there.
Right. Because there's barriers there, is there, with some of the private landowners still?
Yeah, a lot of private landowners, because of our group and being able to build relationships with them, they're like, one, they're aware that the trust is there and can work with them to help them restore their private land, which is a great thing. And then secondly, talking with them about, the public being able to access the public land, not only just to, look and access the river, but to actually walk through all the way from Nunwick Park to Brooklands Lagoon.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, great timing. Thank you very much.
Again,
Good on you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good. Sorry. Thanks, Courtney. We had a submitter on another day talk to us about the lack of a link for a cycle trail from that kind of coastal area up to the Huranui, the trail that's going up through Huranui.
Yeah.
And is that something that path could help with?
Yeah, so ideally that path would be something that's both accessible for pedestrians, is accessible for wheelchairs and cycles.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it could also link in with existing parts of existing pathways.
Okay, might be worth looking at.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Mark, please. And you're doing 2 5-minute submissions.